interview with the group Kiss featuring Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. And we're going to go, first of all, cut by cut through the album title, beginning with Paul, Creatures of the Night.
Well, the idea with Creatures of the Night was we really wanted a song that would sum up the album. And we like to open albums with a real, direct, straight-ahead song. And the lyrics on Creatures of the Night are basically saying that we all live for the night. We all like to come out at night and get crazy. Somehow it seems that you can get away with things when it's dark out that you wouldn't dare do during the day. And I don't think we're any different than anybody else. We kind of hide in the shadows. And you wait for the right time to come out and bite.
But it wasn't one of the tunes you wrote right from the start, right?
Actually, it was written about midway through the album when the identity of the album was coming together, and we pretty much knew what we were going for with the album, and then it was a matter of really fine-tuning what we were doing and writing songs that would tend to hold everything together. Creatures of the Night, I think, summed up the identity of the album, which really has a certain heavy, dark kind of quality to it.
Gene Simmons.
Saint Sinner is a title that I've had for a couple of years and never really figured out what kind of lyrics to go along with the title. And, I've got a catalog of these titles that intrigue me. And Saint and Sinner, I finally figured out, is really a conversation between two people. The guy, me, is saying to the girl, so you're a saint and I'm a sinner, so what? She's really missing the point, which is that it's time for breakup, so she can kiss my heart bye-bye. That's really the premise of the song. And this girl is still harping on the fact that she's a saint and that I'm a sinner, that I fool around. But she's really missing the point. So it's kind of a, you're trying to shake her and wake up. It's over between us. That's really the point of the song.
Paul, when Gene plays your tunes in the studio, can you be honest with him and tell him, yes, it works, yes, it doesn't work?
I think so. Sometimes it may be a little painful because, sometimes I think you may believe in a certain song, and it sometimes takes somebody on the outside to be able to say, well, in the scheme of things or in what we're doing, it may not particularly work. Sometimes songs come along that are great songs but may not work within the concept we're doing. We've recorded for Creatures probably about 17 songs. There were probably about 40 up for consideration. Of the 17, 9 made it onto the record. The other ones were very good songs. They just didn't hold together as well in the scheme of the album. Sometimes, though, there were songs that come along where I have to be convinced after a while, and I stand corrected. Sometimes it turns out that a song may belong on the album.
Saint and Sinner was one of them.
No, Saint and Sinner I knew from the beginning was a very good song, and especially because early on we went into the studio to see what the songs sounded like live. And if we sounded good doing them live, that was more a plus in its favor. Another point towards, well, this probably will make it onto the album. And it was pretty obvious in rehearsals which songs would work and which wouldn't.
Now I give Gene a chance to attack Paul's work. Keep Me Coming.
Keep Me Coming, in fact, it's ironic. We had completely finished the album. We were in the process of mixing, and then we were told that for some legal reason, we had to cut another song. We couldn't use one of the songs. And pretty much right before we start, in fact, we were already mixing, that Paul came up with Keep Me Coming, and we booked a studio, learned it in the studio, and we were in New York. That was recorded in New York, whereas the rest of the stuff was recorded in Los Angeles. 2 different studios in New York, and I think it's a plus. I mean, we really knew what we were going for, and that you really can't tell the difference in the sounds, even though we recorded the album literally in something close to 4 or 5 different studios. Most of the tracks were recorded in one place, and then the overdubbing was done in quite a number of different studios. But the sounds are all there. They're very consistent from beginning to end. And Keep Me Coming was really recorded, was the absolute last song recorded and written by Paul.
You have to feel pretty confident, Paul, to know that you have to be able to write on a moment's notice.
I'm not, at this point, after 17 albums, I'm not somebody that likes to spend my free time writing songs. Initially, I think it was much more interesting to sit around and write all the time. I much rather approach each song as a project. There's work to be done. So I had pretty much closed up shop, so to speak, when we were mixing the album, and figured that the work was over with. Once there was a need for another song, then it was time to, okay, organize, pretty literally overnight, and figure out what kind of song is needed and what's got to be written. I enjoy working like that. I enjoy the pressure of, it almost becomes like a puzzle or a chess game. What do you need? What's needed at this point, and how do you get it?
Rock and Roll Hell.
Rock and Roll Hell is really the story of a guy, can be any age, in middle America someplace where boredom is setting in and the guy's just dying to get out of his environment. Doesn't want to work 9 to 5, doesn't want to do what everybody else is forced to do, and the premise of the whole song is really get me out of this rock and roll hell. Just, he's even willing to steal a guitar, which is one of the lyrics in the song. And I think everybody gets that feeling, you just want to break loose and not have any more rules, no chains holding you down. You want to do whatever it is that you conceive yourself doing, and that's really what rock and roll hell is all about.
Is it autobiographical at all?
Yeah, I think so. Frustration doesn't have to be a way of life. It's just, sometimes frustration sets in. Sometimes you're in places where you don't want to be. You're at a party where you don't want to be. You go visit somebody out of, loyalty or whatever, and you don't want to be there. And in the back of your mind, you're really saying, get me out of this. I don't want to be here.
Danger. It kind of sums up what the group is about, doesn't it?
I think so. We've always lived dangerously. We've never conformed to rules. We don't dress according to fashion. We don't wear high heels because it's in. We don't wear them because it's out. We dress the way we want. We wear the kind of clothes we want. I think you have to live extremes to know what you want. The song basically says, give me measures of pleasure and pain. Give me both. Boil the blood in my veins. Just show me the limit. I want to know the limit.
Gene, you guys have to pretty much agree on this stuff, and it's nice when things are written that you can all relate to.
I think we're lucky. A lot of bands have fights about direction and all that, and the only thing that we ever have are disagreements about the degrees, because everybody agrees on the same direction. We agreed, you obviously have to agree on the same direction if everybody's wearing makeup and high heels and running around like crazy. So we all have the same vision, and then the only disagreements that come up are the extent to which, you want to go either left or right in that direction. So we're really lucky. There's never been any fights. We've certainly never had any fisticuffs, which always sounds like the end of a shirt. You put on fisticuffs. But never anything like that.
You guys have been known as a fairly loud group.
The loudest.
One of the songs kind of relates a little bit to it.
Yeah, I Love It Loud, which seems to be the single here in America. I think it's all over the world. I Love It Loud really started off as a song called Loud and Proud, which was a kind of a phrase that I had, another one of those little titles that really summed up the feelings, again, of, you're at home and you want to play your stereo as loud as you want, play your favorite song by your favorite group, and you don't want to play it low. When you really feel it, you want to turn it up, as loud as you can get. You want to feel the noise.